I think things are about to get messy for Electra Forrester and Ivy Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful. Their once strong bond is about to take a major hit, and honestly, I can't say I'm entirely surprised, especially after everything Ivy has done lately. Ivy has really crossed the line this time. First, she poked her nose where it didn't belong at the beach house, spying on Will Spencer and Melissa Dillon. Then, she went a step further, trying to order Dillon out of town. When that didn't work out the way she hoped, she ran to Electra with a twisted version of what she saw, making it seem like Dillon and Will were secretly scheming behind Electra's back, which, as we know, isn't actually true. But Ivy isn't stopping there. She's taken manipulation to a whole new level by stealing the letter Electra wrote for Will. That letter was supposed to make a difference, to help Electra get Will to reconsider his relationship with Dillon, but Ivy swiped it to sabotage her niece's plan. Classic Ivy, right? I can't help but wonder what's going to happen when her scheme comes to light. Daphne Rose might play a key role in uncovering Ivy's shady behavior, and I have a feeling Electra is going to be absolutely furious. Ivy thinks she's helping, but to me, it looks more like she's trying to control every aspect of Electra's life, and that's never going to end well. Interestingly, Ivy's meddling might actually push Electra closer to RJ Forrester, while Will leans on Dillon for support. In a way, Ivy could be the catalyst for new relationships forming, even though she's making life-altering decisions for everyone involved without their consent. When the truth finally comes out, I expect Electra to confront Ivy with everything she's got. We could see a massive rift form between aunt and niece, with Electra possibly demanding that Ivy leave Los Angeles, or at least take a step back from their jewelry line partnership. There's even a chance Electra could send Ivy back to Australia, giving her the space to cool off after all the chaos she's caused. And considering Ashley Brewer's real-life pregnancy and upcoming maternity leave, this could line up perfectly with Ivy heading home for a while. One thing is certain, the bond between Electra and Ivy is facing some serious turmoil, and the fallout is going to be intense. For fans of B&B, this is one storyline you definitely won't want to miss. I've been thinking about The Bold and the Beautiful, and honestly, it looks like Katie Logan Spencer and Bill Spencer might be in for some serious turbulence. I mean, will their marriage crumble just like the fashion house Bill gifted Katie for their wedding? Right after their big day, Bill pitched this whole new fashion venture, and Katie got swept up in his vision for a brighter future together. It was all about starting fresh, her next chapter at Logan, courtesy of Bill's big plans. But here's the thing, that fashion house might not even get off the ground before it collapses. Eric Forrester had promised to help Katie deliver a jaw-dropping first collection, but now he's back at Forrester Creations. And if that leaves Logan floundering, I can totally see a blame game erupting between Bill and Katie. I wouldn't be surprised if Bill starts grumbling that hiring Eric was a mistake from the start, acting like betrayal was inevitable. Of course, Katie might turn that right back on Bill, holding him responsible for making her believe she could pull off this project. It feels like there's potential for some real resentment to simmer on both sides, and that could put their marriage at serious risk. Honestly, they jumped back together pretty fast, and once their relationship is tested again, Katie might regret rushing into remarriage with Bill, especially if she begins to blame him for all the tension with Brooke Logan Forrester and the family drama this fashion house has stirred up. I can see her wondering if she'd still have a good relationship with Brooke if she hadn't remarried Bill and accepted that, let's be real, doomed wedding gift. So what does this mean for their future? Well, even though there's always going to be some love between Katie and Bill, love alone might not be enough to keep this romance alive. The spoilers suggest there's more trouble ahead, and if the storyline keeps heading in this direction, their future could be as shaky as that first collection. At the Forrester mansion, Brooke, shockingly, or maybe not, refuses to take any blame for Eric's situation. Naturally, it's all Katie's fault. Enter Bill, strolling in with Donna, and he drops the bomb. Brooke and Ridge basically discarded the elder Forrester. Just when everyone is absorbing that, Ridge comes downstairs and admits it. Yep, they actually did that. Ridge confesses that he finally talked to his dad and realized he never really listened. Cue the collective hallelujah moment. But when Donna heads upstairs, Ridge delivers the kicker to Katie and Bill. Eric is no longer on their side. Ridge pushes the Spencers to tear up Eric's contract, while Katie protests that he's speaking for his father again. Ridge calmly explains that Eric only went to them because he felt unwanted at Forrester. And now, that has changed. Meanwhile, back at the Forrester design office, Ivy is spiraling, flashing back to Elektra writing Will a letter. "We couldn't have that, Elektra. It was for your own good," she mutters. Because, of course, she stole it to make sure Will never got the message. Classic Ivy chaos. Across the hall, Carter notices Will is visibly stressed over Elektra and their relationship. Will admits he's on edge. At that very moment, Elektra is in the showroom, talking to herself and hoping that she and Will can finally move past the Dylan drama, with the all-important letter conveniently still in Ivy's purse. Back in the office, Will suddenly disappears, leaving RJ with Carter. Two interns show up, trying to lure them to after-work drinks. Carter happily declines. He has a wife waiting. RJ, the eternal heartbreaker, bails too, confessing he's only interested in the mesmerizing Elektra. Carter reminds him, ever the moral compass, that she's Will's girlfriend. Will is sulking in the design office over a broken necklace Elektra made him. He sets it on the desk and leaves. Enter Ivy, who immediately hatches a devious plan. She places the broken necklace right where the letter was, making it look like Will ripped it off after reading her note. Not exactly subtle. Her scheme works like a charm. Elektra walks in, sees the necklace, and assumes Will read her letter. Tears start to form just as Ivy conveniently returns to console her. At the Forrester mansion, Bill warns he won't let Eric back out of their deal. A heated argument breaks out, and Katie rattles off everything they've given Eric. Ridge roars, "You gave him nothing," and declares that Eric Forrester is coming home. Mic drop. Back in the design office, Ivy watches from the shadows as Elektra sobs over Will supposedly choosing Dylan over her. She storms off to the showroom, and Ivy slyly sends RJ after her under the pretense of a missing diamond. Predictably, he finds Elektra crying, and, of course, swoops in to comfort her. Ivy's manipulations continue to escalate, and it's only a matter of time before her schemes get even more tangled. Next on The Bold and the Beautiful, Ivy's scheming goes full throttle, and if you think this is wild now, you haven't seen anything yet. I think the Forresters are officially spiraling, and it's entirely on them. Is nothing sacred anymore? Honestly, if there's anyone who would have called them out, it's Stephanie Forrester. She's been mentioned a lot lately, and to me, her ghost must be spinning in her grave watching FC go up in flames like Atlanta in its heyday. Sure, she's gone, but Stephanie in her prime was nothing short of legendary. Fierce, uncompromising, and the backbone of Forrester Creations alongside Eric. She had zero tolerance for nonsense. Ridge pulling stunts like a forced retirement party? Stephanie would have fired him on the spot. Eric defecting to a Logan-run company? She would have made him regret it. For context, Emmy winner Susan Flannery brought Stephanie to life in 1987 and gave us one of the most unforgettable matriarchs in soap history. Her death in 2012, ironically at Brooke Logan's hands, was supposed to symbolize the handing over of power. And well, look what Brooke's done with it. Fast forward to today, and the Forresters are in literal trouble. Ridge fired Eric, Eric jumped ship to Logan, and Ivy Forrester, oh Ivy, is terrorizing a homeless girl named Dylan. Now, this is rich irony, because Stephanie once championed a groundbreaking homelessness storyline, even taking in a homeless woman, Daisy herself. Ivy's cruelty would have been shut down in an instant by Stephanie. Most people don't even realize how far Ivy's gone, but Stephanie saw it all. And I can't help but think, if her ghost could intervene, she would be saving FC, stopping the family infighting, and protecting Dylan from being bullied by, of all people, a Forrester. Right now, LA's streets are weighed down with unhoused individuals, and on screen, the story has evolved from a serious PSA into a tangled love triangle between Dylan, Will Spencer, and Elektra Forrester. I have a feeling this drama is heading toward a major exit storyline for the pregnant brewer. Honestly, if we can't bring Stephanie back in person, at least give us a nod, a flashback, a video message, something that reminds us of the matriarch who would have done absolutely everything to save FC, her squabbling family, and a vulnerable girl caught in the crossfire. Because right now, the Forresters are officially on fire, and not in a good way. The latest spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Ivy Forrester is stepping into some very dark territory. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if the woman is just being naughty, or if something deeper is at play. Is Ivy losing it, or could there be a hidden medical condition affecting her behavior? Let's unpack what's happening. When Ivy first returned to Los Angeles and Forrester Creations, she seemed like her old self, grounded and empathetic. She clearly missed her time with Liam Spencer, but she didn't let that get in the way. Even though Liam's heart was with Hope Logan Spencer, Ivy showed grace and understanding, encouraging him to pursue the love he truly wanted. That was the Ivy we knew, compassionate and supportive. Over the years, Ivy has also been Electra Forrester's rock. When Electra felt isolated or unsure who to trust, Ivy was there, always ready to support her niece. Until recently, that dynamic seemed solid, almost unshakable. But things are starting to shift in alarming ways. Spoilers show Ivy trying to get Dylan out of town, and when that plan failed, she exposed what she saw Dylan doing with Will Spencer to Electra. Even if nothing actually happened, Ivy positioned Dylan as the common denominator, and suddenly Electra's romantic life is under siege. Electra clearly wants to be with Will, and there are reasonable compromises available, maybe even sending Dylan away temporarily. But Ivy seems intent on keeping them apart. And things get even stranger. In a recent preview clip, she's seen rifling through someone's purse and threatening Daphne Rose. That's not the Ivy we met back in LOA. So, what's going on here? One theory is that Ivy could be experiencing a mental health crisis, but another possibility is medical. Could this be the result of a brain tumor or some other neurological issue affecting her personality? To me, it's striking how different this Ivy is compared to the one who returned alongside Electra. The shift has been rapid, just over the past few weeks, and she seems almost to be taking pleasure in Electra's struggles. We've seen brain tumor storylines before. Liam had one recently, although it turned out to be fake. Could Ivy be the next character to face a genuine medical issue that explains this drastic change in behavior? Or is she just embracing a darker, more manipulative side of herself? Whatever the case, Ivy's trajectory is fascinating, and frankly, a little terrifying. It's hard not to wonder, how far will she go, and what will it take for Electra to finally see the truth? When it comes to The Bold and the Beautiful, I was wondering if Ivy Forrester really is acting from the goodness of her heart, or if there's something else going on. Honestly, it's hard to tell because her actions lately have been equal parts creepy and confusing. Ivy's obsession with Will Spencer and Electra Forrester has taken center stage, and I didn't realize just how tangled it had gotten. At one moment, she's doing everything she can to keep them together, like when she gave Dylan cash to get out of town. But then, suddenly, it feels like she might be trying to drive them apart, especially as Electra seems to be growing closer to RJ. It makes me think there's got to be more to Ivy's intentions. She's never really supported Will and Electra as a couple. For months, she's been nudging Electra to dump Will, even before Dylan even showed up. But then, she also gets this super involved when Electra talks about her first time with Will. I mean, what kind of aunt, or adult for that matter, really wants to hear that level of detail? Way too much information, right? Some fans even think Ivy might secretly have feelings for Will herself. If that's true, she's setting herself up for disaster, because she's about to completely shatter Electra's trust. Poor girl. After everything, how could she ever trust anyone again? At the same time, I can't help but wonder what Electra will do with all of this. Knowing it's a soap opera, I wouldn't be surprised if she starts making moves that put her right in the middle of this messy love triangle with her aunt and Will. One thing's for sure, The Bold and the Beautiful fans are in for a wild ride. Every day could bring a new twist, a betrayal, or a shocking confession. I'm just sitting here wondering, who's really pulling the strings? And how much more drama can one family handle? On Wednesday, February 25th, The Bold and the Beautiful is serving up a storm of drama in Los Angeles. Ivy is scheming behind the scenes, trying to manipulate the tension between Elektra and RJ, while an unexpected kiss might just set hearts and alliances on fire. And yes, it looks like Elektra and RJ are the ones making sparks. Elektra has been walking a fine line with Will. She was happy to help him, but when Dylan ended up needing support, things got complicated. Elektra made it clear to Dylan, don't cross boundaries with Will. Meanwhile, Ivy was away on a business trip, leaving Will and Dylan to babysit. Later, Dylan practiced ballet, but Ivy happened to catch a glimpse through a window of Dylan landing in Will's lap. In true Ivy fashion, she jumped to conclusions, thinking it looked inappropriate. She insisted Dylan move out, and of course, she made sure Elektra heard about it too. The fallout was intense. Elektra confronted Will with an ultimatum, which didn't go over well. The tension escalated, leading Elektra to end the relationship, though she struggled to keep it together at work. Even after the breakup, Elektra wasn't done. She delivered yet another ultimatum to Will, and finally found someone to confide in, RJ. It's a day full of misunderstandings, ultimatums, and a kiss that could change everything. For fans of The Bold and the Beautiful, Wednesday promises to be one dramatic ride. Ivy has a serious bone to pick with the Spencer men on The Bold and the Beautiful. She's going to great lengths to keep Elektra and Will apart. But why? Is this just a personal vendetta, or is there something deeper at play? To me, it seems like Ivy's past with the Spencers is fueling her current obsession. Years ago, she was romantically involved with both Liam and Wyatt. Her relationship with Liam was intense, but ultimately one-sided. She realized she was mostly just a shoulder to lean on after his breakups with Hope. And don't forget, she often found herself in direct competition with Steffi for Liam's affection. Then there was Wyatt. Ivy had a brief fling with him, complete with a proposal, which she called off when she realized her heart was still with Liam. Looking back, it's easy to see how Ivy's love life revolved around this tangled web with the Spencer brothers, leaving her with a mix of heartbreak and unresolved feelings. So, is Ivy holding a grudge? It certainly looks that way. When she returned in 2024, she kissed Liam and flirted with him, reigniting old sparks. But that romance fizzled out pretty quickly. Fast forward to last year, Ivy came back with her niece Elektra, who quickly found herself involved with Will. Ivy probably assumed her niece's love life would go smoothly, but clearly she couldn't resist meddling. She even confessed her love for Liam when he thought he was dying, only to be reminded that he still had feelings for Hope. Since then, Ivy has zeroed in on Elektra's romantic struggles, blaming Will for all the heartache. Her tactics have been ruthless, blackmailing Dylan, stealing letters, and doing whatever it takes to keep the young couple apart. To me, it seems like Ivy's desire for revenge against the Spencer men is taking a twisted turn. She's lashing out in a way that actually hurts her own niece. And there's a fan theory that could explain her bizarre behavior. What if Ivy isn't just Elektra's aunt, but her mother? That would certainly put a whole new spin on her over-the-top interference and make her obsession with Will and Liam feel a little more personal and a lot more dramatic. In the end, Ivy's actions are messy, vindictive, and heartbreakingly human. She's a character who can't quite let go of the past, and it's creating chaos in the present, especially for Elektra and Will. In the February 24th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Ivy proves once again that she's got a knack for stirring up trouble. This time, she set her sights on Will and Elektra, carefully exploiting their lack of communication to make it seem like they're not meant to be together. Ivy's meddling in Elektra's love life is relentless. She swipes the heartfelt letter Elektra intended for Will, the one that was supposed to bring them together in the showroom. Instead, Elektra finds herself awkwardly waiting around, unsure why Will hasn't shown up. Meanwhile, Will lingers in the design office, distracted and contemplative. He fiddles with a necklace that suddenly snaps in his hands. He sets the broken pieces on his desk before leaving, unaware that Ivy is watching his every move. Of course, Ivy seizes the opportunity. With a sly smile, She slips the letter back into her pocket and places Will's broken necklace on Electra's desk, carefully crafting the illusion that Will is ending things. Classic Ivy, always looking for that final say in her niece's love life. Her vendetta against the Spencers seems personal. She's determined that Electra won't go back to Will, and it's clear Ivy's past heartbreaks are influencing her actions. She's been burned before, dating both Liam and Wyatt, and never feeling like more than the backup option while competing with Steffi and Hope. Now, the Spencer men are her targets. Ivy is strategic, laying the groundwork for her manipulation. By the episode's end, she recruits RJ to console a tearful Electra in the showroom. RJ, who's had his eye on Electra since returning to Los Angeles, follows along. As Electra confides in him, convinced it's over with Will, Ivy watches from the doorway, satisfaction written all over her face. The pieces are falling into place, or so she thinks. But in the world of the bold and the beautiful, no plan stays secret forever. The real question is, who will expose Ivy's scheming before it's too late? The latest Bold and the Beautiful spoilers had me thinking, Electra Forrester actually walked out on her boyfriend. But honestly, I get why. Will Spencer refuses to kick a homeless girl to the curb? But seriously, are there no other options? Why not just pay for a hotel room or send Dylan to a shelter? Let's break down what's really going on in Will's head. It all started with Dylan approaching Electra. She claimed she just knew they'd be great friends, which to me clearly sounded like code for, "This is step one of my master plan." Maybe Dylan wasn't after Will at first, but she's been acting strange ever since that initial encounter at Forrester Creations. When Dylan first met Electra, she actually made a shocking confession. She claimed she was the one who killed Luna Nozawa. The weird part? She acted like the police already knew everything, as if she didn't want them checking her story. Did I miss the memo that Luna's hit-and-run case had already been closed? Because at the time, Deputy Chief Bradley Baker openly said they didn't know who ran over Luna. Maybe Dylan thought confessing to Electra would earn her some kind of brownie points. Who knows? Then things got messier. Will discovered that Dylan was living in her car. Electra, at first, was okay with letting Dylan stay at the beach house, but you know how these things go. Chaos ensued. Now, Will refuses to kick Dylan out, and Electra has had enough. She tells Will she can't be with him if Dylan is living there. Will insists he can't just send Dylan back to the streets, but here's my question. Why not a hotel or a homeless shelter? That keeps Dylan safe without driving a wedge between him and Electra. Here's my theory. Maybe Will has deeper feelings for Dylan than he realizes. Or maybe he just can't ignore some kind of spark between them. Could they actually be soulmates? He'd never intentionally hurt Electra, but sometimes emotions are messy. And in soap operas, messy is exactly where things get interesting. Meanwhile, over with Electra, she vents to RJ Forrester, who suddenly turns on the charm. They share a kiss. And of course, Will sees drama. At this point, I can't help but wonder, what is Will really thinking? Is it compassion? Obligation? Or is there something more? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure. This love triangle is far from over. The Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers for Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. I was wondering if Electra Forrester might just take drowning her sorrows a little too literally this week. And apparently, her cousin RJ is the perfect shoulder to lean on. Electra is absolutely furious that Will Spencer hesitates to choose her over Dylan. I mean, to me, it's almost shocking that Will would even consider another girl, especially Dylan, who, in Electra's mind, practically committed a crime by dancing ballet for him. The audacity! So when Will doesn't react the way Electra wants, she turns to RJ for comfort. She vents, she rants, and RJ, being the attentive cousin he is, listens closely. You can almost feel the emotional complication brewing here. I didn't realize just how tense this triangle could get, but it seems Will might be a step behind, realizing too late that Electra is already slipping away after she issued her ultimatum. Meanwhile, Brooke Logan is letting her frustrations fly, taking aim at Katie over her new fashion venture. Brooke can't understand why Katie would branch out with her own version of Forrester Creations, and she doesn't hold back her opinions. But Katie stands her ground, confidently defending her independence and refusing to apologize for moving forward with Eric's support. To me, it's classic Katie. She knows what she wants, and she's not letting anyone's drama get in her way. Back to Electra. She can't stand the idea of Will being anywhere near Dylan. Honestly, it's like she'd rather see Dylan living out of a dumpster than sharing a moment with her boyfriend. And so, in true soap opera fashion, Electra pens a dramatic letter, sure that Will will understand her delicate sensibilities. But, of course, Will's response isn't quite what she hoped for, and that's when RJ becomes the unsuspecting sounding board for all her fury. RJ listens as Electra spills every thought about the horrible Will and his egregious allowance of a girl dancing in his living room. He's shocked. He's sympathetic. And I can't help but think, this is where trouble starts. After all, he's handsome, available, and apparently willing to hear all about her woes. Soap opera logic, right? Meanwhile, upstairs at Forrester Creations, it seems that Eric and Ridge have reconciled after a tense discussion. But what does that mean for Katie's new line? Will she have to find a new designer? Or is this just another twist in a storyline that's all about independence, loyalty, and family rivalry? These storylines are heating up, and if you think you've seen drama before, just wait until these episodes unfold. Catch all new episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful weekdays on CBS to see how Electra, Will, RJ, Brooke, and Katie navigate love, loyalty, and a little bit of chaos. Bold and the Beautiful has thrown us a real curveball with Ivy Forrester lately. She's acting, well, frankly, insane. Peeping, spying, lying, and trying to control Electra Forrester's love life like she's some sort of puppet master. Fans are left wondering, why is Ivy so determined to come between Electra and Will Spencer, not giving them a moment to talk things out as adults? To me, it feels like Ivy's behavior has gone way over the top, and I can't help but wonder if there's more to it than just being an overbearing aunt. Here's a theory I've been thinking about. What if Ivy isn't just Electra's aunt, but her mother? Think about it. Ivy's been around for years, and when she arrived on Bold and the Beautiful, she was already a fully formed adult. Electra, on the other hand, is a newly introduced character, supposedly the daughter of Ivy's never-before-seen older brother, John Forrester Jr. But the timeline is flexible, especially on a soap. First, let's talk age. Ivy is played by Ashley Brewer, who's 36, and Electra is played by Linnea Grace, 21. A 15-year age gap is entirely plausible, especially if Ivy had Electra as a teenager. And if you want to stretch it, you could easily make it 16, 17, or even 18 years. Age gaps like this are standard soap fare. Remember Brooke Logan and Bridget Forrester? Or Taylor Hayes and Steffi Forrester? The math doesn't have to make sense. It's all about drama. Now let's look at the red flag suggesting Ivy could secretly be Electra's mom. Bold and the Beautiful has done something very similar before. Finn and Luna were raised as cousins, but it turned out Finn was actually Luna's father. Secret parentage is practically a soap tradition, and they love to recycle plots. Here's how it could fit. Ivy has a teen pregnancy in Australia. Her older brother, John Jr., being in his mid-20s, steps in to adopt Electra, giving Ivy space to grow up, go to college, and live her life. Meanwhile, Ivy can stay close, check in, and protect Electra from afar. That would explain why Ivy treats Electra like she's still a teenager, constant check-ins, not liking her staying overnight at Will's, micromanaging her life. If Electra is actually her daughter, it makes total sense. It also explains some of the other behaviors we've seen. Ivy leaving her sickbed to spy on Will while Electra was out of town, jumping to the worst conclusions about him, and generally acting like a tiger mom. Even Electra's talent in jewelry making could be an inherited skill, hinting at a deeper connection. Ivy's recent behavior might feel out of character, but if she's motivated by maternal instincts, it suddenly fits. She's not just nosy, she's protecting her child, the way any mother would. And the timeline could work, as long as Electra's father is some random Australian guy, not someone already connected to the Forresters like Wyatt or Liam. The plot thickens. Electra has been pulling away from Will, Ivy's been eavesdropping, She even stole a letter Elektra wrote to Will, and she's plotting to get Elektra involved with RJ Forrester so Will sees them together. Ivy has always wanted the best for Elektra, and maybe, deep down, she thinks Will isn't it. Too much drama, too many risks, too many past entanglements. This could all come to a head in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Ashley Brewer, who plays Ivy, is about to go on maternity leave, and the writers could be setting up a massive twist. Ivy having a secret daughter, Elektra. If this theory plays out, it would completely reframe all of Ivy's recent controlling aunt behavior as deeply personal, maternal, and terrifyingly protective. Ivy Forrester acting insane? Maybe she's just a mom doing what moms do, soap opera style. The Bold and the Beautiful has just unleashed a fiery Logan sister showdown, and fans are losing it. Brooke's explosive confrontation with Katie in the latest episode left viewers speechless. She directly blamed Katie for Eric's choices, and even his health, and social media immediately erupted. The fandom is officially split down the middle. Brooke's fury didn't hold back. She accused Katie of pressuring Eric into a stressful situation, and insisted she pushed him to design for another house. That moment shocked fans, with many feeling Brooke's accusations were driven more by panic than reason. Of course, viewers were quick to push back. Reddit threads filled with reminders that Eric made his own decisions. He chose to design again because he wanted purpose, not because anyone forced him. Fans pointed out that Eric has always been capable of deciding his own path, and the debate took off from there. Katie suddenly finds herself at the center of the storm. Some argue she ignored warning signs, while others think she simply listened to Eric when no one else did. The clash has sparked a broader discussion: which Logan sister actually handled the situation responsibly? Supporters of Katie were equally vocal. They praised her for respecting Eric's wishes and nurturing his creativity, especially since Ridge and Brooke had previously dismissed him. Each new comment online seemed to strengthen her defense, and the divide keeps growing with every post. Then there's Bill, who, as always, stirred the pot. Fans argued that he inserts himself into every business decision, complicating Katie's efforts to manage Eric's situation. Some say his investments give him too much power, while others note he promised to step back, but never did. Either way, his involvement added another layer of tension, showing just how many players are influencing Eric's life. Reddit has become the ultimate battlefield. Some fans insist Brooke is acting entitled. Others say Katie mishandled Eric's care. And, of course, there's a sizable group blaming the writers for stirring all this chaos. But one thing is certain: viewers are hooked, divided, and not backing down. As The Bold and the Beautiful continues this dramatic feud, the Logan sisters are guaranteed to keep fans talking, debating, and tuning in for every jaw-dropping episode. The Bold and the Beautiful is heating up as Ivy's secret maneuvers grow harder to keep under wraps. But now, Daphne has stumbled right into the middle of the chaos after catching a move Ivy never intended anyone to see. The big question is, will Daphne side with Ivy, or will she blow the whole scheme wide open? I didn't realize how quickly Daphne's quiet curiosity could land her in Ivy's storm. The moment she saw Ivy slip that mysterious paper into her purse, everything changed. To me, it feels like Daphne suddenly holds all the leverage, something Ivy definitely didn't plan for. The tension between them is palpable. Ivy knows the danger because Daphne has a knack for noticing things most people miss. And Daphne? She understands exactly what she saw, and the choice in front of her could shift the balance of power at Forrester Creations entirely. Their next encounter is loaded. Every glance, every word could tip the scales. Daphne's in a tough spot. She's built her reputation on calm and balance, and Ivy's scheming threatens that stability. The whispers around the office suggest that Ivy's latest stunt could tempt Daphne into a partnership she never imagined herself taking. Meanwhile, Ivy's polished exterior is cracking. The more secrets she stacks, the more exposed she becomes, and Daphne sees every fissure forming. Ivy knows this too. She knows just how much danger comes from having Daphne in possession of the truth. That tension is forcing Ivy to rethink her approach. A new ally could protect her influence, and Daphne is the perfect candidate. She holds the very thing Ivy wants buried, and Ivy's attempts to control the situation reveal just how much fear is creeping in. Fear of losing her power entirely. The possibility of teaming up creates a messy, unpredictable path forward. Daphne could seize control by accepting Ivy's offer, while Ivy could stabilize her position by binding Daphne to her plans.